I knew that there were old gold mines in the area, and I knew that the pattern of mineralization in the main Rice Lake mine should repeat itself in this area. Once I saw it, it was just too many things started to line up to be coincidence. There's a pattern here. You have the alteration, you have the pathway, there's gold mineralization, there's got to be something here.
The pattern that Ferreira saw resulted in a radical rethink of the way geologists look for gold in Bessette. Since then, this new geological model has resulted in 5 new, high-grade, near-surface deposits. These discoveries have made SandGold one of Canada's most exciting new gold companies.
The gold is not simply restricted to the old mine unit and the thickest part of the mine unit. These deposits form a pattern, they're not random, and once you understand what the pattern is, you can predict where the next deposits are going to be.
This pattern is essentially a grid made of 2 sets of intersecting lines, pathway trends and shear zones. The pathway trends were first identified down deep by looking at the mined-out veins in the 75-year-old Rice Lake mine. From that, Ferreira realized the pathway trend lines cross the claims area at 500-meter intervals along a northeast-southwest axis. These pathways, projected to surface, have been highly predictive for finding gold mineralization. Bill Ferreira explains how these pathways were formed.
If you think of an experiment where you start off with a plastic ball and you put a compression force to it, you deform that into an ellipse. When you pull it out into an ellipse, you form a fracture right in the center. That fracture is your pathway. That's the pathway that the gold traveled down and the excess elements. You can take that pattern and you can extrapolate that pattern back to the east. And lo and behold, when you do that, that's how we found the hinge. It was simply drilling along where the pathway should be, and there it was. We found 007, we found Cohiba, we found L13, and in the future we should be successful in finding more deposits.
The shear zones were discovered more recently. These shear zones extend to depth and determine the size and shape of the veins to be mined.
There's 2 types of veins. There's shear veins and there's tension veins. The shear veins run northeast, the tension veins run northwest. The tension veins geologically look a little bit different in that they contain huge chunks of wall rock that have been incorporated into the vein. The shear veins, they're veins basically where the minerals inside the vein have been stretched and pulled out.
Going forward, this pattern reveals a large number of targets for SandGold to explore, where every intersection between pathway trend and shear zone hold the potential to control a major new deposit.
We have the pattern. We should be able to find more deposits as we use the model to step out and drill along the pathways.
On the production front, Hinge and 007 have just started to come online. While development work continues, these high-grade, near-surface deposits are already driving down cash costs.
The main difference between the Hinge and the 007 mines is their access from a portal which originates on surface, and by doing so we're able to mechanize the operation with modern equipment and larger equipment in some cases, so transportation of ore and waste to surface is accelerated.
At the same time, the network of veins being mined at Hinge and 007 may hold the potential to connect these surface portals to existing workings down deep.
Well, what's exciting about the veins here in Hinge is that we have vertical continuity. So it's not that they pinch and swell and disappear. Generally speaking, we're able to follow the structures. Some of them grade a little higher, some of them less. But by having shaft access to the Rice Lake mine, tunnels here, and eventually these will be connected together, we'll have quite a bit of flexibility in order to optimize the project operationally. And what we're starting out is a brand new portal to access the upper portion of the 007 vein. We're moving very aggressively here to get this going, and it's our intent that we'll actually be able to be pulling ore out of this new portal as early as the second quarter of 2011.
With production volumes growing rapidly and exploration continuing to build out the company's blue sky potential, SandGold remains one of Canada's most exciting gold companies.
SandGold is one of the few companies that can discover and develop within a year. We are explorers, we're developers, and we're producers. We have the capital, we have the market conditions and the gold price.
And based on recent drilling results, SandGold may only have just begun to understand the full potential of its emerging geological exploration model.
The deeper we drill in 007, the wider the intersections and the more gold. There's some fabulous intersections at depth in 007. The strike length is getting longer, and it also seems to be mingling with another deposit that we have off further to the east called the Emperor. If you look at the sections, the Emperor in the third dimension is trending right to the 007, and it looks like they intersect at depth. And of course, where structures intersect when you're mining gold is the place to be, because things blow out and the grade goes crazy. So high grade, big widths, that's what we want.
So as the drills continue to turn in the exploration zone, discover the potential at SandGold.